Hi there, Ron here of Variable Play, and welcome to Open Game Night.
Open game
Open,
night.
open,
Hello, everybody.
and game
Evening.
night. What's up?
Open says me.
Says you. Cool.
Says-
Hi everyone.
says me.
I'm Denmark, and that's
I'm
Ron.
Kyo.
All right, cool. We got this.
Yes, we have no script. All right.
Hey, last week I was so inget with the games that the thing that you did, but I would like to tell you guys that you were also wrong in your choices. Well, 80% of 80% of your choices were all
The
wrong.
views and opinions of this show does not reflect Denmark's opinion. 'Cause
You're
he's way
wrong.
out there.
You're wrong. You guys are wrong. But that was a good show. I was like, yeah, they could have. I could have gone there. I mean, the ones that hurt me was Takenoko, Tokaido, Splendor, and
That was wrong, yeah.
Century,
Century
Spice.
Spies. Yeah, that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the perfect move.
Diba?
Clash
But
this,
otherwise, yeah.
drop that.
It wouldn't
Hey,
be
but-
spicy now, would it?
So if you guys haven't seen our episode, you can tune in last. You can just go back and watch it on Variable Play. And how does that go, Kyo? I forgot. You were supposed to have a list of.
We had a list of 100 games that we have.
We asked people
a
for
couple of
100
people.
games, so
Yeah.
like their favorite gateway games. And then
Mhm.
out of those, we would basically draft from that list and draft one to keep and one to drop. So you're sort of, and it's a very interesting mechanic. Is in essence you normally when you draft, either you hate pick, drop what you don't like, and so that other people won't get it, or you drop because you draft because you really like it.
You really need it,
So
right?
it was an
right.
interesting idea that you would constantly. It's like a weird unfair advantage that you constantly have this. Oh, you guys will hate me for dropping this, and we're doing that.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. At one point, it was more like, okay, which two games here are similar, and I'll choose the better one.
Yeah,
Okay.
At one point,
Yes,
there was like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the best way to play. Hi, Jake.
We should
Hey,
do
Jake.
this after our top tens. Let's see. We'll survive. What's
Everyone's
up, Sir
top
Jake?
tens. Start chopping off.
Chopping up our all-time favorites. Like, oh, dude, how dare you? we'll be frenemies at the end of the show.
The nerve. Yeah, that was a good.
How could you?
That was a good idea. Maybe we should do it again. Different
Yeah, we
games. That work.
Different.
No, we can take a different category. Because
Right,
we
right.
did gateway.
Mm-hmm. We
So
could
we
do
can do
worker
the same
worker
thing with
placement
other
would be
things.
interesting, or party games would be interesting.
Yeah.
We can chop everything else.
Your
Anyway,
best top Euros. Oh, I won't.
Oh,
I
no.
will not join that. I'm like, I'll throw everything. I don't like that. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that,
Okay.
then you,
So
that sounds nice. I'll keep that. I hate.
I know
that's
that game, but I
okay.
don't like this game.
I'm dropping Caverna and I'm dropping Agricola. Did I get it correctly?
And
Just keep
also
dropping everything.
feast for Odin. Everybody will start
Right.
hating.
And look
hey,
who
hey.
dropped in. Hey,
Okay.
everybody. It's Alvin. Hey, Alvin.
Hey.
What's up, man?
All
What's
good,
up?
all
So-
good.
You were
So what
just
have
talking
you
about
guys
the-
been playing
The
today?
fun game you made last week.
Oh,
What
yeah.
have
We
you
were talking
guys
about
been
that.
playing?
The pick and
I
shoot, the pick and drop.
I got
Mark.
I got a new game actually.
Oh, you did?
It's
After that gateway game list.
well no, it was over the weekend. We had like a game night over here. It was Cape May. It's a
okay.
very interesting. You walk around the map of Cape May and then you're building up these properties. You have to make them into Victorian houses or what you call this or shops. And it seems fairly. I mean, it seems easy to play, but it's interesting where you just have these goal cards. It's pretty. Maybe it's a medium game. A bit above a gateway game, but yeah, I think it's pretty neat. And you have this row of houses where you know where you get to see them, and you just have these gold cards that build on this area, or you have different types of land. It's a beach, so yeah, something like that.
Hey Arnell, hey Mark Ace. Sounds like Shay reminds me of that game that you have run, the blue small walking in Burano. Or
Walking
Santos.
Verano, or Sunset Over Water.
Glorified Monopoly.
Yes, actually,
You go around
but at
I'm
least
not
building up.
sure.
Yeah,
you're
land.
not dictated by dice. You get to choose where to move, and there are different like types of land. You have these move cards where you have to play a specific move, and then
I think
I
Freud
want to
has
build it.
one. That's why he knows.
Maybe.
What's that called? Cape May.
Cape May. Yeah.
Cape May.
Cape
Cool.
CAPE.
CAPEMA.
By the water.
Oh,
Lighthouse
Cape
May.
May. Cape May.
Yeah.
Cape May. Wow. I'll look
Cool,
for
cool,
it.
cool, cool, cool.
Check it out.
All right. Keo, what have you been
Me?
playing?
Digital mostly, but I've been playing a very unique game. It's called Liberté. Liberté is a action RPG that retells the
French?
story of the French Revolution, but in a
Viva
more
la
Lovecraftian way.
Ooh,
And
what?
So imagine Diablo style, but you actually have to create a deck.
Oh.
Oh,
Your
it's a
deck
deck builder.
is your class, but you're
Oh,
playing on a
nice.
Diablo. So your powers
Ah.
are depending on what deck you actually draft, because it's also a what do you call this? A roguelite.
Mhm.
Oh,
As you
okay.
unlock new cards, you include you can add more
Okay.
cards to your deck for your class, and then use those cards during your real time action RPG mode. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. That
Interesting.
sounds interesting.
It's very interesting, yeah, because there's cards, and your cards are your class, but you can customize it with every new card that you actually look for. Everything you discover. So imagine if you usually get around 4 cards every time you kill a group of people in a certain stage, and then with the 4 cards, you don't keep them all because you need space in your mana by burning cards and keeping the ones that you want. So it's a really big, long process of choice and deck building.
Mhm.
Weird, no? Diablo with deck building.
That's a RPG with deck, but that's a great mix.
Roguelite.
We'll see.
So again, yeah, it's called
We'll see.
Liberté.
But it sounds really
Yeah.
interesting.
The
It does.
Revolution.
I'm looking at it at Steam.
Interesting, huh?
Is it on Switch? On the
I
Nintendo?
don't know.
I hope
It's still-
I hope
it's a-
Nintendo
Still on
Switch.
early access, but it looks
So you
looks
could
really
play
cool, huh?
it anywhere.
Lovecraftian.
It is.
Lovecraftian style for
Mhm.
the French Revolution.
Nice.
Liberté.
Cool.
And I've also been updating my commander deck. Ooh.
Ooh.
Javi, I'm coming back.
Sinkhole.
I'm coming back, boy.
Sinkhole. Black hole.
Yeah, I've been looking at the new Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Commanders.
Coming out
Oh.
soon.
I just watched the playthrough of that in the what
Game
what-
nights.
Yeah, game nights. I'm like, oh, there's two decks I want to get from there.
I really love the party deck. Just the idea of you always have to complete your party, and when you have your party, then you have
It's-
your
but
power up.
Spells become more powerful
It's
if your
not the first
party is
time they did
good,
it.
right?
They did that before,
In
but now
Zendikar, right?
it's really in a proper D&D setting. Like now you make sense. You make
That's
sense
a
more
party.
today. A proper party. and then of course uh the horrors, um mind players, like
My
Ah,
favorite.
horror,
Oh, it's blue.
mind
yeah,
yeah,
dude,
the
controllers.
horror
that
pirates.
is
Oh, and
that,
if
that was brutal.
they have a horror dragon. Can you just imagine
Dragolich,
the mind
Dragonlit?
player
No.
in full dragon, like dragon?
Oh,
Okay?
no, wow.
So dragon, like full dragon wings, massive creature with a mind player head,
With a
and
Cthulhu head.
with a Cthulhu head.
Awesome.
And the
That's awesome.
power is something to the effect of um, basically you're stealing the the it's called the brain stealer dragon, and it's stealing the top deck, if I'm not mistaken,
And you
of
can cast
players.
it.
And yeah, they become your creature.
Oh, you don't have to cast it. It just becomes yours.
Yeah, it's top deck, and I think something like an upkeep or something like this. I am not too sure. Don't quote me. But the idea of it, where there's this massive scary dragon that's going into your brains and stealing your
Your
spells,
magic.
your
Yeah,
your
your spell.
magic, and then
Ooh.
summoning them and then making them attack you. Yes, that is
That's
that is a
madness.
pretty
Dude.
kick-ass
And
The,
mind
its second
play.
ability is whenever it enters under your control, the non-land permanent, they lose life equal to its mana
There you
value.
go. Yeah, the shock
Crazy.
of the insanity it causes of you stealing.
Can we do a group
like,
buy?
you already
Could we do a group buy of this? I got 2,000 already ready right here. You know, I have 2,000 just right
Gee,
here, man.
we just need 2 more people.
2 more people.
Gee,
Alright.
just
I
so
don't
While
mind
you're
getting
at it,
the new dragon
don't
deck.
want red
Oh,
green.
the powerful
just
dragon
please,
deck.
I
is
already
so
have 2
beautiful.
red greens. Can somebody take
I
red
can
green?
get
I
the
will
red
take-
green. That's the dragon one, right?
Yeah, I want the dragon
No,
one,
no, no.
man.
The red green is the.
Is that-
There's 2 dragons. Well, technically,
wait,
there's 1 dragon. It's blue red.
yeah,
Ah, blue
Blue
red.
red.
Okay.
Then the red green is exit.
the
from
black one is
exile.
the.
So like green zombie of sorts. I'm not sure. I didn't get to see it that much.
So,
Maybe our viewers.
while you're at it, Ron, what games have you been playing?
Mostly Pokemon.
Pokemon. Gotta be the very
Pokemon.
best.
Pikachu
Only
versus
Pokemon
Onyx.
I played was
Pikachu
the
versus
Pikachu versus
Eevee
Staryu.
Salad.
Starmine, the evolved version of
Starmie.
Staryu,
Starmie.
Starmie. And I kid you not, there was no way for me to win, and I made the mistake of making a save state. Every save state was about that fight, so there's no way out anymore. I have to fight it. So load, throw the thunder wave, didn't paralyze. Load again, throw the thunder wave.
Yeah.
After a few days
Ultimate.
of
RNG
trying,
Jesus. RNG Jesus. RNG Jesus forgave you.
it got paralyzed. Woo! And I had so it was paralyzed. I got to hit, went in. So it didn't move. I got to hit again, and then it moved and threw. And I had 1 life. No, 'cause I'm in the middle of save state. I'm like, okay, save first.
RNG Jesus.
and then threw it, and it hit, and yes,
Oh man,
I can move on.
quick save gods are so
Cool.
very
Cool.
very.
Yeah, if you
You
have save state capability, you don't need any super you don't need any super the
Hey, Fred.
Hey
Pokeball,
Fred, no man.
because you can just save state and then load, throw the ball.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay,
loading
good
takes
catch.
time.
No, it's instantaneous.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
chong
Oh.
instantaneous.
That's why if you make a mistake of saving too fast, that's where you're gonna break it, because it will save on the same slot and there's a frame in between and it just messes up. So you gotta like save and then move a little and then save.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, just move, man.
Ding, 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 ding. All
Left, right, you know.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So mostly that, and of course over the weekend, we got to play Watch List and had a good meeting with our team from Bacon.
Cool.
So that was also the game that I got.
Cool.
How about you then?
All right. From our meeting, from our get together, us boys playing, Bacon boys playing again and seeing each other. We I thought Clint and Alvin Demon Worker, and
Yeah.
you guys showed up, so we never had a chance to review what they thought about it. But
I
I'm
like
happy.
I like
Who
it.
won? Who won? Who won? Who
It's a
won?
nice,
Uh,
it's a
I
nice
won.
engine
Denmark won.
resource management game. I like
A
it.
resource management game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a resource management,
Primarily a resource management game.
and
With
our
two
office,
little turns.
yeah, to 5 turns, and our
Yeah.
office had team building, small team building, and I got to teach them watch list and plataforma, and they had fun with it. Old people who you think will not be involved were actually right smack in the middle of the game and are the ones who are dead serious about the game. They were like, hindi, ito ang presidente ko, ito ang vice kasi ganito. I'm like, so far
Awesome.
off from real life.
Hey,
So it was
they-
fun. It was fun seeing our oldies, our seniors, and even seniors in position to actually just let loose and have fun with plataforma and watch list, and it was good. It was fun. So that was what I've been playing and infecting other people. This weekend, we're excited because on Saturday, 2 days from now, Bacoor Imus board game group will meet again for board game day. It's at
Wow.
1 to 9:30, I think, p.m. at Cafe Avenue along Aguinaldo Highway. So if you guys are free or if you want to drop by, 1 to 9:30 Cafe Avenue at Aguinaldo Highway, Imus, Cavite. All right. So
do they look for you, Denmark? Like is
no,
Denmark there? Wala ka?
I'm just supporting people there. But basically, as soon as you enter, you'll see everything set up in such a way that you know that there's game day, because
Nice,
all of the
nice.
games are on this table and tables are arranged in such and such. You know that something's different with that place. So
So it's a
whoever's
reserve,
sitting,
it's a reserve place.
yeah. So whoever's just sitting there, you know that they're gonna entertain you and just game with you. So if you want to hang out, you don't have to do the 8 hours, 9 hours. Just play a couple of games, hang out, meet new people, play new games. Hey, and order food. That's the entrance fee. Actually, support the establishment. Please order food. So a game, a couple of hours, we're gonna be there. So with that,
Nice
talking
people,
about
nice people.
games. I think it's finally
What else?
time that we actually do our own top 10. For 4 years, Ron, Javi, I, and others have dodged this
Never
bullet.
done it. Wow.
We dodged this bullet for the longest time because we never knew how we're going to attack it, handle it, present it. I don't have confidence in me just saying that this is my top 10 and not ready for people critiquing me and telling me you haven't played enough games. So we've been dodging
we're-
this for going on 5 years now, and I think it's time. It's time we do a top 10 of our
Yeah,
ultimate 10. The top 10 games of all time are personal lists, and this is two-part. No, we're gonna do this today. It's gonna be from 10 to 6, right? So you guys have your five games with you. 10 to
Yep.
6 in that order. Of course, one being your bestest, greatest, mostest of all. We're gonna be counting.
You
it
mean
down
your
from
six?
10 to 1.
From 10 to 6.
Yeah.
Ah,
So that's how the rank should be, right? 1 will be your greatest
Okay.
game, best game of all time, and 10 being the
bestest,
10th mostest game.
mostest.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys, if you also have your top 10s, please type it down on the chat.
We'll
And
do
we'll
it
try to
together.
read.
So 10
We'll go
first,
Do it again, right?
Right.
Tens, all the tens.
Don't type all of your top tens in one go.
Yeah, yeah.
Let it be a surprise. Let it be a surprise.
Let's all do our top tens together.
They
All
can't
right,
be all number 10.
I think we're gonna have a couple of crossovers. I think I might have two with Ron and two with Alvin. Maybe
interesting.
one with Kyo, but that's a big question mark.
That's a long shot, boy. I ain't no Cult of the New, boy. I ain't no Cult of the New. Look,
No,
look how
this-
old my games are. Look at
this
this.
is-
Video
this is
obvious.
not- I think I only have
Mine
one.
are almost all old games.
Yeah. Most of them are
Well,
relatively old in
Define
board
old,
games.
Ron.
In board game terms, they're relatively old. So we'd like you guys to join us too.
Meaning like in the 1900s.
3.
No, that's
I think I only have
primitive.
Because that's how they phrase, the generation now. Are you born in the 1900s? That's old.
That's on my short
There.
list. My 1900 game is on the short list. I have one.
Okay.
Yeah. Special
All right.
mentions to as well.
Yeah,
So,
agree.
All
then-
right.
I also have a
6.
1900 short list.
Any predictions? Who you think you'd cross over with?
Top
I got
10 to
2 and
6.
2.
Intersect with Denmark a bit on a few, maybe. Yeah, probably.
I
Yeah.
might have one.
Sure.
I might have one with Denmark. I might have one.
We'll see. This is
We'll
interesting.
see.
Let's see how much we've influenced one another through all these years.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's start off with number
Number
10. Who's starting? Are you starting,
Random,
Ron?
random. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
why-
I can start. So my number 10 is fairly not really a new game, but it's new to me, in the sense that I only got into this style of gaming in the past 2 years, and that is Maquis. Or Maquis. MAQ.
Wow, really? It's on top 10?
Yes.
Marquis?
I am telling you
Marquis or
guys,
Marquis?
you need Maquis.
Marquis.
Maquis, it's a solo game about
Oh.
French resistance.
How do you spell
you
this?
have MAQUIS.
QUIS. Yes.
Yes.
Let me check that. Oh my.
It's a
Like
solo
this?
board game.
Like that, right?
Yes, Maquis.
Cool.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it's a solo worker placement game. You have objectives. There are so many variations of the objectives. And of course, you have many ways to lose. You can have all of your agents killed. That's one way of losing. You reach the end. That's one way of losing. Your sort of
Oh.
courage track, kind of like a Black Sonata, um, drops, etc., etc. So
It's a
many
solo
ways to
game,
lose.
right?
It's a solo game.
I've seen this. Yes. Okay. Now I
Small
understand.
box?
Yeah.
Yes, small box. You just have a board, but what's really brilliant with this, and just really fast. The concept is, so you have your worker, and you have these sort of city maps with paths, and you can go as far as you want in any of the paths. And you take your move, you go put your worker there, and at the end of the round, if your worker could go back home, meaning its path is not blocked, then it's able to take the resource from that location. The
Oh.
thing is, the way the game works and sort of adds the complexity. After you move, the sort of AI will move, and you draw a card. It will tell you, oh, in the marketplace, a police will show up. If your worker was there, it will then choose the next location. So it'd say the radio station A, and that might just be on your left. So you're good. You still have a path. But if they suddenly drop right behind you, then your worker's dead because it doesn't have a path anymore to go back. Things like this. But what's really brilliant about it, it has so many missions. So you have, let's say, a mission to deliver guns to this hidden place, or you're supposed to plant bombs on the parade on a certain date, or you have to sell propaganda, or sometimes you're just putting graffiti on on the place just to annoy the occupiers. It's the story about the French Resistance, and sort of every little bit of way to annoy and make the occupying forces irritated. That's how you start, and then eventually, of course, you have like bigger missions and whatnot. Brilliantly done
Yes.
system, worker placement, and again, I was really blown away and surprised how. Of course, the only thing that sort of putting it in the lower is that it's only a solo game, so I'm the only one who's able to enjoy it. But I was so impressed how good this is. So if you guys haven't tried it, please do. It's a
Maki.
very impressive
Maki.
worker
Yeah.
placement game. That is solo. That is mine. Number
I'm
10.
not
Cool.
sure if there is actually, when I was searching for it, Ron, there's actually an Android app for it.
Oh,
I wonder
okay.
if this is the game.
It, I'm not
It
sure.
does seem so.
I hope it's official.
Yeah, that looks like it.
It does look official.
It's this one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can try
Hey,
it.
Cyril. Hey, Cyril. All right, cool.
Hey,
That's
Cyril.
Ron's number 10, Maki. Kyo?
Lucky. All right. I've been going through a lot for the past years. I actually had my initial top 10 from way before, and then eventually got the new games for the past 2 years. So I had to really, scrutinize this, and I'm actually pretty proud of it. Number 10 for me is Mission Red Planet.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
It's one of the
Nice, nice.
all-time favorites that most people like to bring out because it's a good for me a what do you call this, 6 player, right? Correct.
Right.
6 players can play this region placement of conquering lands and areas in Mars. And then it's also a what's that mechanic where you choose your character in it?
Roll.
Card-
Roll selection.
Role selection.
Role selection as well. So imagine your armies going to
Roll
to
Action
to
selection. Whichever.
action selection,
Because they have that.
going to Mars, and then you're placing all of your people depending on who character you choose from, and even screwing everyone too as well, bringing them
That's the best
to,
part.
to the moon.
Everyone's lining up on a rocket ship, but you
Boom!
went up
Saboteur.
already.
And then suddenly you're the pilot of the rocket ship.
But
That's
you're
fun.
actually
That's
Every
well
and
for flying.
the fact that the minis are actually really minis and not just blocks. I'm sorry, Ron.
No, they're
What?
MTV Music Awards.
MTV Music Awards with little astronauts with flags, and it's a very colorful game, strategic, fun, easy to learn, and it actually has a turn limit. So it's
Right.
not until
10 rounds.
somebody does this. No, it's all about the 10th round. Everyone gets to do something. I get to lay down traps for everybody as well, and everyone has a wouldn't know the resources immediately, which gives everybody a chance. Like, okay, if you're there, I'll take my chances on the other side. And then suddenly, oh, everyone wants this place. Okay, fine. Until someone gets that zombie on the moon, that zombie army card. Yeah, there is. There's a zombie army card.
I know.
Once you get
I know.
that, you're like what? You had that card? Yeah.
So unfair.
Mission Red Planet.
Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Alvin,
Alright.
you are correct. I just got
Downloaded it already.
Yeah. And
How
yep,
much is that? Let me get that.
It's
$3.
free.
It is.
Android, it's free. It's in iOS. It's
In iOS. Okay. Oh.
All right. So MRP
Cool.
for Kyo. Alvin?
Yep.
Okay. So, for my 10th most favorite game, it's actually a party game, and for someone that has kind of a bit trouble communicating, that this is really more trouble in communicating. So it's code names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it's really, I always like playing as the what do you call this, as the spy master in that game. It's easy to teach and all, but
the feeling that I get when I figure out, I never go for like 2 words. I really want to
Three
draw
or more.
as much, 3 or more, 4 or
Right.
more, 5 or more. Maxine
Hey,
would
John
hate me for
Dexter.
it. She wants to play it safe. But no, I really want to
But
like go
That,
big
that,
or
that
go
makes you
home
feel
5.
so clever, right? That makes you feel so clever if you pull it off and then like, yeah,
Exactly, exactly. And then when your team gets it, greatest feeling.
yes, high five all around.
Yes,
Yes,
that's my
high fives
boy.
all
That's my
around.
boy. That's my girl.
You look at your team. You kind of judge what movies they watch, what
Kind of judge
media,
them.
what media, and maybe sometimes they would also judge you that you didn't know that or something like that. But it's really fun. It's so easy to teach, and there are a lot of been variations of it. But I still
Yeah,
go back with the
yeah.
original, and the do
Just the
Mm.
and
words.
is it's nice.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Me and Maxine, we really just enjoy playing just code names and really just trying to guess. So what each of the other things. So we even have like a simple app on it on the phone. I just found it online, and during our downtime, we would just guess as many words, something like that. So yeah, really
Cool.
really cool
How about that
word
moment
game.
that when you give someone a single word, like, oh, all 3 of these pictures or the 3 of these words will encapsulate that single word, and then you realize everyone says, "How about this other one that in the corner?" And you're like, "Oh no, I forgot. I didn't see that."
That
And you're like,
one too.
"Don't choose
And
that
that's the
one."
spy master. And that's the spy master.
That's the
Yeah.
assassin. Oh man, that sucks. But it's so
Yeah,
hilarious to see that. Like, oh wow, no, I did not think about that. I remember it's just like
Yeah,
princess. Oh, there's a girl there. There's a tower, and then I didn't see that there's a high heels in the lower part. I'm like, oh no.
you would actually see the blood drain from their face when
Yeah,
they notice that they missed that clue, or they shouldn't have allowed or for
They
that
shouldn't.
word to be picked. Yeah,
Cool.
crazy.
Cool, cool, cool.
Agree,
cool,
agree.
That's it.
Code name.
Code
Good
names.
choice.
Good
Good
choice.
choice.
Code names.
We
All
tried
right.
Cards Against and Code Names.
Wow. You mean the answer words?
Hey, Fernando.
Hey, Fernando. Thank you
No.
for joining us.
More power. Hey.
What do you
Hello.
mean? Cards
You
Against
too, man.
Humanity and
You
code
too.
names.
So we tried using the Cards Against Humanity cards, and then rules of Codename. So you have to like make an
All right.
answer that answers those as best you can.
Ah.
Seriously? Wow. Wow. We
That's so hard.
didn't have time to do the giant board game edition of Code Names, right?
Yeah,
Alvin
I
was planning
wanted
that in
push,
Bacon.
yeah, I wanted to push for that. Yeah,
Yeah, we could do it. We might be able to do it soon.
yeah.
Cool. Code names.
So, how about you then, Mark?
I think I'm psychic and I called it right. I'm gonna have one with Kyo. And my number 10
Oh.
smacked. It's my number 10. MRE.
We have our first
It's
intersect.
my,
MRP.
look. It's right there. It's right there.
Wow.
It's straight up
dude.
number 10. I'm
Nice.
like, what?
What?
And-
I swear, I had
I'm-
to I had to eliminate so many games just to get number 10. Just
There are
number 10,
two
dude.
games that are really old on my shelf, like really old shelf life, and the first one's Pandemic, because that's the one that
Ah.
I actually got. That's the
You
one that
still
got me
have
to
the
board games.
original?
I have the first one I bought since I started playing, and it's still here. And the second oldest is actually Mission Red Planet. And for all the reasons that
Oh,
Kyo
dude.
said, that the tension, the fun in it, I like it. I always want to play it full board. I mean, all
Mm.
players playing, because
I
All
think
six.
it plays a
all
lot better.
six,
Yeah.
because that's the fun part. No matter what you do, someone's gonna get pissed off. Someone's really gonna get pissed
That's the
off.
whole point. That's the whole point.
Plus, the artist is really good. The components are really good. They're thick cardboard. Even if you don't play the trap that Kyo was saying, the discovery cards, you're gonna have fun just trying to control that area for you to score those points. Or if you're in the lead, just try to tie it up so that no one will get those No one would get those resources because they get left behind. But for everything that Kyo said, and for the reasons that it's really such a good game on how they did this, how the Brunos did this. I think it's the Brunos. It's Fiduti and
It is,
Katala who
yeah.
did this.
Masala,
It's one
yeah.
of their better games that for me stood the test of time. Oh, there's a third one also, Deception Murder in Hong Kong. That's my third oldest game, game
Oh,
on my shelf. But
that's
MRP,
oldie pala.
I tried. I tried. Should I sell this now? Looks like I'm not gonna play it. But
No.
every time you play it, it's like, yeah,
Hit.
I remember why I love this
Very
game. Why I'm keeping this game. So
Yeah.
there you go. My number 10 is Mission Reply. I called it one with
Red
Kyo.
Dragon.
I might have another one.
Yeah, me too. I might have another one with that one. When you said that, I'm like, uh-oh.
All right.
Well, my
All
one and
right.
twos are for the whole list, not just for this episode. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was my
Yeah.
number 10. Mission Red Flag.
Hey, folks, what's
Okay.
your top 10? Number 10.
What's
If you
your
guys have
number
any-
10?
Your number 10.
Yeah,
So,
message
write
in
it
the
down in
comments.
Shout it out in the
Wild.
comments, please.
We move on to
Number
number
nine.
9.
Number
Yeah.
9. Number
Oh.
9.
Number 9.
No, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9,
So-
number 9.
Number 9. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
My number 9 is. So I started with 1, 2. Gonna go to. Skip. I could do that. Two-player game. Two-player game.
Two-player.
That's my number 9. Number 9, which is Watergate.
Ooh.
Ah.
Watergate
this is good.
is it replaced
Twilight Struggle.
Twilight Struggle for me. Um,
Mhm.
the push and pull, the tug of war is so much more connected in this game. It feels a little bit more thematic. How you're maneuvering the evidences, ensure that your opponent is not getting their objective. That you're concentrating on multiple lines, the initiative line, the momentum line, and the evidences line, the witnesses line, but they're all illustrated in such a way that it's fairly easy to look at what's going on, and then you're now just like, okay, what cards do I have left? And really, really good. So if you guys haven't played it, and I'm wondering what is the white edition. There's a
I think the
white
art,
box edition.
it just changed the art.
Oh,
They're not
okay.
gonna add anything to it. They're not gonna change any rules. It's a really tight and clean game. So.
I wonder if they're gonna pull off like an expansion for it. I just wonder if it could. You know, I'll give it a whirl if they do. But
Yeah.
yeah, my number 9,
Mm,
definitely a very
Watergate.
impressive two-player
Watergate.
sort of war game. Watergate. It's gateway friendly. I play it with
Yes.
my wife, and my wife beats me.
Every time.
Hey, that's good. That's a good thing.
It is a good
It's-
Alright.
thing.
It's a game where you learn to let go. I mean, there are 3 tracks that you have to. You're
Yeah.
always gonna lose at least 2, or if you lost the second one, it's really gonna be painful. But you have to recover. So you have to choose. What am I willing to take? What loss am I willing
Yep.
to take?
Yep.
There you go. Good choice, Watergate.
Cool.
Cool. Kyo.
Right.
All right. Kyo.
Number 9. Now, everyone knows that I actually appreciate so much the combination of digital and
Mhm.
board games and tabletop, right? So,
Yes.
one of them, which I can't emphasize enough, which I enjoy so much, is XCOM, the board game.
Mm.
Especially with the expansion, which makes everything extremely crazy hard, but all the more challenging. For one, it plays really well with everyone else. Everyone has their own job to do in the game. Everyone is individually playing their own small mini games with conjunction with everyone else. Everyone has their own powers. It's like playing in a like in D&D. Everyone has a certain ability that you can always utilize that you
Mhm.
don't have. Same goes with XCOM, only this time it's more emphasized and it's a macro version of the computer game. No? So, plus the fact that it's got beautiful, beautiful rendered minis. the digital partner in the application and it on your cell phones or in the tablets is perfectly made for whoever for
Mhm.
one single player to be the communicator or something like that. It tells you,
Yeah.
oh, the aliens are over here. Oh, now they're coming here. All right, and especially with the commander who actually you think, oh, I'm commander, I'll be able to handle everything. No, you're just the guy budgeting the money.
No,
You're the one holding the
no.
money, and there's two.
People
There's
are just
two.
asking
Yeah.
you, can we do this? Sure. Can we do this? Probably.
No, no,
It's-
there's two ways to play him. Eh. Either you tell them, okay, I've got this much money and only I can spend this much. You guys decide. Or what do you guys need? What do you guys need? What do you guys need? So there's for
Maybe
me,
the
there's two ways of
latter is
playing
if
it.
you have a lot of money, and then
So
the
if you're the
former if
command-
you have no more.
if you have no
Yeah.
more, okay, you cannot do that. I'll give
But-
money
but
to this
that's-
guy. He needs it more.
yeah. That's,
And
and
imagine,
then with the
yeah,
franticness of
Yeah.
XCOM, the
there's
real time.
time in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, your movements and your turn is actually timed. Everybody's is timed. You and the dice. Oh, it's so unfair. How many good phases
Ah.
versus how many bad phases? There's only 2 good phases out of 6 phases. You're like, what? 1/3 a chance to get a proper. Oh man, and that's for almost every
Mhm.
single turn and move. Every single
Cool.
they call that position you play in the game. And what more with the expansions where everything else is actually messed up by an external faction, giving you an extra dice, which makes it even harder for you. Well, there you go. XCOM the board
Alright.
game.
What I appreciated with XCOM is that every decision you're taking in the game,
Mhm.
the sort of you're giving a little bit of feedback to the app. It will just
Yes,
sort
yes.
of like do a recount at every round, and that it takes in consideration. So I just remember, just to share, I remember a moment where we were sort of sticking every UFO, like we're shooting down every UFO in the planet, and we're just letting it. If it's in the moon, we don't touch it. That's okay. It's in the moon. It will go down later. It's fine. So we just did everything. We thought we were doing okay until the game decided, okay, we'll just send everything down, and just like all of the like they just all went down. It's like the game. How did you know what we were doing? How did you know?
Total invasion. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it was
Total
just that.
invasion.
It's like we were not engaging fights. We were able to find a way to maneuver it, and then the game just said nope. Yeah, I was able to amass an invasion fleet, and here you go. And we absolutely lost that immediately that round.
Okay, let's wrap up. Okay, cool. All right. Say hello to Sim. The ladies are here. The ladies of Variable Play, Roni, Maxine. They have their emoticons. Fernando, John Dexter, and Cyril. Hey, Rogues there.
Hello.
Cool. All right, Alvin.
Thank you for
Alvin's
watching.
number 9. XCOM 4
Yes.
you.
My number 9 is just like Ron's, another 2-player game. I did not intersect, however, but it is an Uwe Rosenberg game, so it's Patchwork.
Ooh,
Patchwork.
Patchwork.
Yes,
Good.
Patchwork. Yes,
Patchwork.
it's a polyomino game, and the theme still blows my mind up to this day. It's that
The
you're it's a kilt. you're sewing stuff, and then you have like buttons. So it's when I first heard of it, it's really, I mean, maybe it's just pasted on theme, but when I first heard of it, it was like, what? You could have this kind of theme. So, and then they incorporate that time mechanic, and then what's really what I really like about it, there is a certain polyomino that is shaped like a cross, and it's free. It's like you could just take it and just place
Because
it
it's so
on your
difficult. It's so difficult. It's that one. It's like,
and yeah, that was a really nice touch. And me and Maxine have been played it multiple times in a lot of cafes where where we eat, and it's. Also been introducing it to a lot of couples as well. It's like the gateway game that, hey, you guys, if you want to play together, this is the good entry. You just have to play it
Good game.
Tetris, but you can place it anywhere you want,
Mm-hmm.
and that you risk it all for the high pieces, but it takes a lot of time. You move into this time tracker,
Yeah, it's
but
like a
the more that
rondel,
you
right?
yes, but the more that you are behind, the more moves you can take if you have more buttons or more money. So it's very simple, very accessible,
Good
but
choice.
ve- um, you really have to plan it out on your
Right.
nine by
And
nine board.
Oh,
the
good.
oh,
Yeah.
sometimes you want to be the first one because you really need that one piece, that
Yes,
one small piece. So you'd risk getting going ahead in time just so you could get that solo piece. So it will complete the one
exactly,
that's keeping you awake at night because it's the OC part of you. There's just this one piece.
exactly,
Hey,
Could
exactly.
have
hey,
used it.
great choice, great choice.
Patchwork.
All right. A patchwork. My number nine. I'm late to the party on this one. And I'm happy that they reprinted it. And
Oh, it's a reprint.
for the longest time I haven't been playing it because I can't figure out the rules. I know I read it, I watched it, but sometimes you just need to see it played for you to understand everything. And what I'm talking about is Ginkgopolis.
I
Ah,
knew
Oh, you
it.
haven't played. It's
Ginkgo
already in your top 10,
biloba.
huh?
Yes,
Ginkgo biloba.
Up there, huh? It's up in your top 10. Oh,
it's
wow.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind playing this every time. Although
Now
sometimes
I have to play it.
I would want someone to be the what do you call that? The one who keeps track of everything so that I can concentrate on what I want to do. the, the if it that's the only complaint I have with this game. It's that you just have to watch for everything that they do. When they build something, you put the crane, they get this card, they get this resource, you get this and that. So you have to someone has to track that, the bookkeeping. Someone has to do the bookkeeping, and most of the time it's the one who teaches the game. But I like
So
it
that's
because yeah, because it's simple. You just have three things that you're gonna do. Either you play the card for as it is, expand outward, or build upward. But the thing is, you want it in groups so that you'll score higher. So sometimes you want to change colors of the buildings, or sometimes you just want to expand, even if it's just one by one or two by two, just so your block will score you higher. So in Ginkopolis, you're trying to put out your workers in clusters so that clusters of the same colored building so that you would score more. And in that cluster, you want to be the most so that you score everything. So even if your opponent has their workers there and you're the most, you're gonna
nice.
score their points. So if you have five, they have three. That's 8 points for you. That's how you're going to
Ah,
score that one. So
It's
Yeah.
very
it's a
interesting
tight game.
game.
It's a
And
tight
like
game.
Very
what
good
Ronnie
game.
said, there's an Agawan base element.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Once
You
you're already on top of
can
someone else, you're
you
like, oh,
can
dude.
kick people off. This is now my
Right.
building.
And there's a lot of strategy that you can do, and sometimes the luck factor is what makes the game click, because you have all the things that you need and you're just looking for this one card so you can kick that person out of that building.
Right.
So you're
Yeah.
trying to flush out everything. I'm like,
Where is
where
it?
is that card? Because the
Oh,
buildings have
man.
numbers, and in order for you to build on those buildings, you need to find that card that has
that exact card I
the
see.
exact number. So you're trying to flush it out, and the tension with you getting that or not getting it, or someone stealing it from you. It's like, no, curse it.
And once you
But
do get
hey,
the card, you don't have any more chance to use it.
because it's gonna be guns too.
Someone
So
overlapped it.
so if you guys are looking for It's a Euro game. It's really a Euro game, but
Yeah,
not really
bring it
heavy.
next meetup.
Yeah, sure. Ginkgopolis. Ginkgopolis is my number 9. It's my.
King
I think
Popolis.
it's the latest one in my list that I bought. So it's the youngest in my shelf,
The
and
battle
it's that
for
good.
Ginkgo biloba.
Ginkgo biloba, right? There you go.
Ocho Ali is the theme.
Number 8. Ron's
Number
number
eight.
8.
Yes,
Our
number 8.
boys.
So my number
Number
8 is a 3-player game.
Are we seriously?
not-
Are you gonna be
You're-
doing
You're
this?
really going for that.
Let me guess. Top 1 is 10-player game.
Wow.
No. So there's not a lot of 3-player games. I actually have 2 3-player games that I really like. No, actually there's 3 3-player games.
lightning.
So, but the one that I'll put in the list because others are just runner-up. So the number 1 is actually very similar to Theo's number 9, which is it's a hybrid. It's a board game with an app component, and
Mhm.
the app component of this is so impressive. And the rest of the branching story and the urgency and the
I know now.
narrative. Such an amazing looking game, even if it's so difficult to take. Destiny.
Destinies.
Destinies, you have this sort of very modular city town that's sort of sprawling, and you have different people, and depending on the adventure, it will tell you, hey, there's a priest here, there's an old lady there, and then you're off. And it's you'd think as an app-driven game, it's gonna be cooperative. It's not. It's competitive. You're racing for your objective.
The quest.
But you can play
Right.
it as a single player game, but yeah. But your quests are sort of like variations of each other. One can see the story from the third party's angle. One can see the story. It's not actually a third party. That's a sister, or and so forth, or whatever the case may be.
Spoiler.
And no, there's no story like that. I don't
Ta-da!
know. I haven't
You're the
finished
sister.
everything.
I'm the sister.
But what it does is it's from Lucky Duck Games, and they use these QR codes. So on your cards, if you go to a certain location or you go search for an item, it will ask you to pick up that card, and you now have the card and have a QR code. And anytime in the game,
Scan.
you'll say, "Hey, I want to see if I can already open the door. Can I use this?" And you show the QR code, and it will tell you, "Hey, the hinge was too sturdy. It just broke off the candle
You're weak."
stick." That yes, or it will tell you you need to exercise more. So you broke your arm, and here's some wounds, but gain experience. Things like that.
Gain experience. Yeah. That's
I
why we
learned.
kill.
Yes.
I learned. I learned I
And
was weak.
the big plus about this game is how it manages, just like what I said, experience. It has this skill, the way it does sort of your skill level. It's using these pegs. You're rolling dice and you're trying to hit a number that has most of these pegs as you could. So if you want to level up, you're just bringing them down. But what are you bringing down? Are you bringing down all 3? That'll take too much time, or are you bringing down 1 so that it's a low number, very high hit rate, but you're only getting 1 hit at a time? So very brilliant. You're like min-maxing what you can do just on what you have, plus hopefully get the items, and then follow a good story, impressive story.
Mhm.
So that is my
Good
game,
story.
Destinies.
Ron is
Pretty
more on
impressive.
our Ron is the cult of the new among the 4 of us. He has more
You got more
relatively
resources
new
to
games
to
than
get the
us.
new games.
Yeah.
Hey, but you have to look at it from Ron's perspective as a
It's
designer,
a,
and
it's a good game.
Yeah.
the way that the games are evolving now, it really would interest him about how
Yeah.
those things work.
Absolutely.
Cool.
But note
These are-
Destinies.
that most of these games that I'm talking about is in my lower half of the top 10.
Right.
All right.
Very interesting.
Ah.
Very
Foreshadowing.
interesting.
Foreshadowing.
One of your
Okay.
RPGs would be a little bit higher than that than number 8.
Yeah.
Cool, cool,
That's
cool.
my number 8.
Ron's 8
Destiny.
destinies.
All right,
Destiny.
my number 8. I had a hard time choosing my best worker placement game.
Ooh.
Oh.
So it came to the point that which gave me the most fun, which did my friends and family actually learn better and faster, which one had less reading, I end up with Pan Am. Number 8. Am.
I haven't
Great
played.
choice. Great
Now, Pan Am
choice.
is a worker
Out
placement.
of the new.
This is actually one of the youngest game in my list. One of the I only have 2 young games here. So Pan Am,
Oh wow.
it's a worker placement game where you
Hey, Clint.
where you're all tiny little low budget owners of airlines, and you want to sell to Pan Am because during that period Pan Am was already widespread and they're buying everybody out, being the biggest monopoly in sky airlines and also airways. And in this game you're actually trying to get the best airways in order to sell, because the
Pan
bottom
Am to sell out. The goal is to sell out.
to sell out. Because the only way to win is to buy stocks. And the only way to buy stocks is to
Yeah.
earn money and buy other
Yes.
things to sell to,
Right.
can you guess?
Pan Am.
Pan Am. And then that's the only, and no matter, it doesn't matter how much money you made, how much airplanes you have, how many
Stocks.
airways you, but if you don't have any stocks from Pan Am, you just wasted your entire time.
Game.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So you always have to keep on buying stocks because that's the only thing that actually matters in the entire game. And the funny thing is, getting abilities in the game actually
The
could be
directives.
helpful. The directives actually could give you, what? Oh, like you. Is there? Is there a
I
game
think
that trap?
there is. I played a pick up and deliver by Ron. I think there was
Food
a
truck delivery.
No, no, no.
well, that's
Pick up and
one.
deliver.
But there is a pick up and deliver.
Heartland.
Yeah,
Heartland, right, right.
Oh,
Heartland.
Heartland. All right.
Okay, directives. Kyo.
Directives. You can actually go as high as at least if you don't utilize your abilities in your airplanes or your routes, and you rely on your those cards, you could actually, so far I've seen in most plays, you can actually win second place.
Depends.
It depends, yes, but
How
if,
lucky
if
you
get-
are.
if you get the correct ones, you actually get to save money.
Right.
You actually get stuff for free, and you can sell times 2 everything you actually own within that period of time, and it's
Right.
such a big help because those particular cards are OP. You just don't know what will come out and when to use it. That's the style there in that particular mindset of using those cards. Yeah, and that's it.
Mhm.
Pan Am, my worker placement number.
Yeah, Pan,
Love it. Love it.
Pan Am's
Beautiful.
the bidding and kick you out mechanic is also good. Where
Yeah,
they
that's
can
funny.
outbid you and they return you your worker. And also again,
Yeah.
the dice. That dice where everybody's like, come on, roll Pan Am flag. Come on. We need to
That's
sell
Pan
by
Am.
more."
The dice is Pan Am.
All you're doing is just squatting in front. Are you passing by this way?
Are you buying me now?
Are you passing
I got
by?
something for you. Are you coming here? Here you go.
Hey, but great choice, Pan Am. All right, Alvin.
Okay, this choice, this number 8 of mine, has been scrutinized by the team many times
What
as
is this?
my deck builder of choice.
Mhm.
It's number 8 for me is trains.
You're wrong.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I will
You're
stand by
wrong.
it. So trains is a deck building game where you lay out routes with this like Japanese theme.
I know why you like it. I know why you like it. That's all right.
Yeah. One thing that I really like about it is we should have a term for it. Ikaw ang nagtanim, iba yung nag-ani. you know,
I pick.
because
I cut. You choose.
yeah, something like that. So because you build these stations, and
You
then
plant, I
ooh,
benefit.
that
Yeah,
that
okay.
area of yours is gaining you is going to give you lots of points. Let my train reach your station so that I could be part of that points as well. So I really like that, and of course, deck building is always fun, and while also controversial, the trash mechanic, I also like it that it
You
slows
have
down.
a cult member.
Yes, I have a
Great minds. Great
A
minds think
believer.
alike.
co-creator on the
Great
trains.
minds.
Yes,
Train, train
I've been
believer.
searching for the copy of its expansion, the Rising Sun, I think, and yeah,
Where you get
definitely sticking with.
what's the bullet train,
Yeah, where yeah, the
right?
bullet train. Yes. So
There's a
I
new train game coming out. You might want to check it out.
the
Shingeki.
Shinkansen.
Shinkansen. Yeah, that one.
Yes, yes,
Shin
yes. I watched a
Shin something.
documentary on how it was the first bullet train where no one wanted to invest in bullet trains. Japan pushed through it, and now all of a sudden everyone wants bullet trains. But yeah,
Yeah,
so that's trains.
yeah. So
Trains. Hey,
I'm
cool.
okay with how the trash mechanic in trains work, and this is actually in the series. I think the lowest in the series is planes. You have trains and then automobiles. My
Right.
favorite in that series is automobiles,
Mobiles.
primarily because it's a back building. Just
Yeah.
sort of it just feels a little bit cleaner.
Hmm.
But out of the there's an era of deck builders where it has this trash mechanic. I think trains is the best one because it made sense. You don't get a kick
It
Yeah.
for a
made
punch and
sense.
punch for kick.
I like that. It made sense.
There you go.
Cool. All right.
Denmark.
That's Alvin's number 8. Trains. And my number 8 is a game that's where I was very late to the party. Everybody was already hyped up on this one. Everybody already knew how good this game was. So I was like, looks so bland. It's a Euro, but yeah, fine. I'll give it a try. Ron invited me on a Tuesday on BGC, game night on BGC. They brought this out. Never since that day, I had to find a copy of Concordia. And I'm like,
Ah,
this is a great game.
it is.
No matter how bland this looks, but this is a great game. Look, you have to choose what action you want. I think Kyo, you might like this too because if you're all for the role selection, action selection
Really?
in Mission Red Planet, it has the same mechanic. Literally has the same mechanic. There is this one card, the Diplomat, where you can actually copy other people's played cards
Yeah.
so
The
that
Ah.
so you can do that. But you know the way that you balance your resources on how you're gonna buy your houses so that you could score points from it depending on how or what cards you have, because the way you score points in Concordia is based on the names of the cards that you have. So you have Saturn, Mars, Minerva, and those are your multipliers. So it also forces you to buy new cards that you have to use so that your score will be multiplied by the number of cards that you have. Plus that Minerva mechanic, everybody will be looking out, will be gunning for that card, even if it's
Yeah.
in the most expensive slot. So there's a lot of things that are ticking my boxes in this game. It's like resource management, hand management, and the way that you have to plan so that you could you could score points and not just spend everything out. So Concordia, I only have the
Concordia.
base game, and for me that's enough. I haven't tried
Usually
Venus
is,
or
yeah.
I
Salt
haven't tried that.
or
So,
anything
so
else.
Working
With a
something.
partner, right?
Bring
But I
it one
think
of
the
this. I'll
base
play
is
it.
really good.
But
try it out,
I
try it
heard
out.
good things about the Venus expansion. So the new one, I think the new one is just for solo play. But base game, it's good. It's good already. If you really love the game, I think you'll fall in love with the expansions. So that's my number 8, Concordia.
Eight.
My late to the party game.
Now,
That's
number
my
7. Wait, folks,
Seven.
number
Number
seven
seven.
here.
Last two. Hey
Number-
guys, Write down your 10s, 9s, and 8s on the chat
Yeah.
list and see if you agree with us. We'd also like to see your list. All right,
Please label
number 7.
10,
Number
9,
7.
8. Number
Support
7.
Alvin Strains.
Okay. So number 7.
See,
Yes.
up to now, we're still picking on it.
Choo, choo.
Choo choo.
So my number 7 is a 5-player game.
What? No, it's supposed to be 4. All right, 5 players. 5 players. Here we go.
So
You mean it's best with 5?
so my number 7 is a 4-player game. And it is it is Age of Civilization. So Age of Civilization is a very small, very compact worker placement game that's more of civ building rather than sort of the traditional worker placement. I block your spot style. What is very interesting is that it has this sort of moving track of what available worker placement spots you can do as the game ages, as you move from one age to another, progresses. And it's, for me, the way it was able to bring the feeling of tableau building with 3 cards. It's just amazing how this game is able to compress so much concept and so much mechanics with just very few components that you will use for your board for the game. However, the game has so many other civilizations that you can play with, a lot of science technologies that you can build and so forth. So super compact, and I am excited to play their sort of newest. It's not the same system, but they have a different sort of space 4x. But again, the box is still that small, so I'm excited for that.
I like how it ages, the track that ages, and the technologies for, and you cannot go back. It's done. It's
Yes.
done.
Yeah,
I
that's
like that mechanic.
Yeah. Nobody's hunting anymore. Like, I built my technologies around that. You're now just gonna say, okay, fine.
Boom! You're now
Anyway.
third world.
Like, no, but I invented the wheel.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, but great
And
choice.
so
It's sad. It's sad that it started out as Kickstarter only, and that's why I think it hasn't reached a lot of
It
people.
has a very big reach outside because it's Kickstarter and then Amazon. So outside, yes. The problem is that for like if you don't have distributor sort of dealers or deals, that's where it's very difficult to get games here.
But
Because
it's a
you can
good
only buy
game.
it from one online store. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could get a hold of this game, you might want to check it out. Age of Civilization. Great game.
Mhm.
Great choice.
Agency, really good.
Number 7. All right.
Keo?
Small box Age of Civilization. Okay, number 7 for me. It's my the other younger game. You all know me as one of my favorite type of games, RPGs, especially if they are incorporate everybody, all of my friends if they can. This is a semi-cooperative RPG that also utilizes a application, and that is
Forgotten.
Forgotten Waters. Yes,
Forgotten Waters.
the
Nice.
most zoomable game awarded. Because the devs actually during 2020 the devs actually created an online application for it for people to play it online and Zoom and those social messenger applications. They
Discord.
actually thought, Discord and everything. They actually thought that okay, people will we just release this game. People won't play it. Everyone's locked in. Everyone's shutting out of inside their houses. Let's bring the game to them, and they did. And all it takes is just one guy to have one copy of it, and everyone can play. And there are at least 5 stories, complete campaigns, and there's one DLC which I actually bought. It's a DLC for a board game. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
it's fully voiced. And
Wow.
as I
Voice is
mentioned,
top notch.
yes,
voice is
very good.
top-notch.
It's got background music. It really gets you in the story. When I say semi co-op, because you can play cooperative, but you can do your own thing. Okay, because everyone has their own objectives in the game, and once you have your own objective, sometimes you may need to step on somebody, and like, I'm sorry, I gotta do it. I gotta reach my stars, and then
I'm
there
the
you go.
captain.
And everyone has a
I'm the
particular role in the
captain
game. Everybody has a role. That's the thing. I'm the one I'm the one handling the navigation. I'm the one handling the cannons. I'm the one handling the food and supplies, etc. Okay, and all can be handled through the application. That's why that's number 7, Forgotten Waters.
Good choice. Good choice.
Nice.
It's one of those better games. Great. All right.
Hilarious, it's
Alvin?
funny.
It is.
Okay. So for my number 7, it's another blank building game. But this time you're now, instead of deck building, you're now pulling from a bag. So it's a bag building game. I think it's a bit old as well. It's Orleans or Orleans.
Yeah.
Mm.
Great
Yes,
choice.
Orleans. Yes.
Oh, the one with the
What
knight.
can I say about it? You're pulling people out from a bag and you're just slotting them into their, their little
Getting
places.
People from a bag.
Yes.
What color are you? Fisherman? Come here. Drive for me. You, what are you? Monk?
I
Come
need
here.
It was all. I also have
Oh,
a fond memory of it because it's the first time I really liked the game so much. So I saw that there was like an upgrade kit of it, where instead
Yeah.
of this, you have the little
Yeah.
tools, or you have like
That's
some
mine too.
stickers.
The same as
you have
mine.
you have your
Yeah.
and I ordered it from a German website. I was so scared it would not arrive here in the Philippines, but it did. I was so excited, and I just
I got
it's uh
I got mine from Hong Kong. When we went to Hong Kong,
yes.
I saw that someone was selling it, and I was like, me and my wife,
Our
like, "Hey,
base."
we have to go to this station. Why I have to meet this guy? I got this thing for Orleans.
oh yeah.
As soon as I
His
got it
taste.
from him, there was a fast food chain beside the station. We were sitting there sticking the stickers down to all of us. There's like around 200 meeple that you have to stick front and back. There's like 400 stickers you have to stick on. Like,
Exactly. And just like with normal deck building, you really get to choose what you want to put
right.
in your bag, and then
Mhm.
whenever you pull them out, okay, this is what you guys are going to do, and then you just plan your moves ahead, and then very accessible as well. I also like the timer on the events as well. It doesn't
18
really
rounds.
yeah, you could even choose to play like a short introductory round if you want. But and I still want to find the perfect combination of the buildings as well.
Right.
Wherein you're now going to these buildings, or I have to go for this kind of building because I wanna focus on what's the most expensive good there, the silk, I think. Oh no,
Yeah,
no, the
the
silk
silk.
is 4
Yes.
points.
The
I
silk. It's the silk.
Maybe okay, so yeah. So I want to go because I have like a small building that whenever I pay a
I produce
silk, it
silk.
gives me money, or something like that, or it doubles. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of expansions. There's even like Orleans Legacy, I think.
What?
And
Really?
there is. So I,
Get our
I
hands on
want-
that one.
yeah,
Orleans
there's like
Legacy.
Trade and Intrigue, the Invasion.
Invasion's
Uh,
co-op, right? That's the one
Yeah.
that's co-op.
Yes. So I think we don't need to replace our meeples Denmark. So I think you can still use
Yes.
them there. So
I even have the
hope-
fifth player, the fifth black player.
yes. So, hoping to get a copy of that as
Yeah,
well.
because it's a black one.
The
Yeah,
Black
it's a black
Knight.
color.
Okay.
It's a black color.
So yeah, that's my
Black.
7th
Good choice. Good choice.
uh,
Orleans.
most favorite
Orleans.
Orleans.
Cool.
Try that game.
Cool, cool,
You
cool.
Try it. Try it. Bring it
My
next time.
Yeah.
My number 7 is a game that I would play anytime, but don't let me teach it ever again. But it's
Ever
so good.
again. Huh?
No, it's not what you think.
Okay.
What got me into this is that because cute woodland creatures.
Yeah. So
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Just don't
I would
make
play
me
it as
teach
well.
it.
Hi,
William.
Sir
I was
William.
Hey,
Hello.
Sir William. Hey, where was that? Wait, let's flash it first. Hey, hello.
Hey, hello.
So Root
Yeah.
is a
Ah,
coin
yes.
game.
Coin.
Counter interaction.
Insurgents.
Counterinsurgent.
I
Counterinsurgent
think that's
game. And and what I
the
love
point.
about this is that there are 4 different factions and they each play differently and they are all
Yeah.
balanced.
Yep.
Well, they had to fix the Woodland Alliance, the green ones, and just move the marker 1 space for the scoring. But besides that, it's good that the tactics on how you're gonna do it, you have to also learn when you're gonna lose because whenever you move offensively, you you better expect that someone's gonna take that base that you left
Yeah.
unless you defended it well. But if you defend it well, you're gonna lose your tempo on being the attacker. So that's the good balance between it on how you're gonna fake your attack or try to deceive people on how you're gonna move, because it's gonna be really difficult. But the tension of the game and how you interact with other players with their different abilities, you're always consistently computing. If I do this and I let go of Ron when I have an opportunity to attack his roost, the bluebirds, and I didn't do that, he's gonna score 20 points. That's too big. It's gonna score 12 points. No, we have to attack him. But if he attacks, I'm gonna lose tempo. So hey, Root.
Yep.
Can't let
Yeah.
Ron's
Yep,
bluebird
yep.
get big. No way.
it's
Yeah.
it's too, and I like the
good,
expansion
that's
where they can also there's this faction that uses the river as
The beavers.
the beavers
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but it was because the river was a big thing in the map. You cannot cross that, and there's this
Ah.
faction who actually passes
now-
through the river. It's like
The
huh?
beavers.
Exactly.
So there
Alright,
you go.
Power
Hey,
to the beaver. Yeah.
my number 7 is Root. It's just don't ask me to teach it. I'll teach it once, but I'm not gonna
That's
teach
it. That's it.
it for a day. I'm just gonna teach it once.
I mean,
There you go.
there's a digital copy of that, and also
Yeah.
for
That's
mobile
the best way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome
That's the best way to
adaptation.
learn Root.
Such a good implementation.
It's the best way
Yeah.
to learn
Very
Root.
good.
They won an
The
award.
animation.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best digital adaptation, right, or
Adaptation,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jake, if you're watching, learn Root on Steam. That's it.
I am Root. I am Root.
I am Root.
All right. So down to
Number
our
6.
last number. Down to our last
Yes.
number for part 1.
6, folks.
All right.
Okay,
Number 6.
number 6. It's really a 5-player game.
Consistent in team.
Say that with a
And
straight
then,
face.
and,
It
and
really
then the
is.
top type of Ron, it will again dwindle back to 1.
5
And
to
then
1.
we're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then number 4
No,
will
no,
be
no.
5.
The upper half is more traditional. The lower half are the games that just really impressed me. They are not necessarily, I think, the games that I played as much. So that's why they're lower on the list. In this game, in fact, it's hard for me if I'm gonna keep playing it. But I love the game so much, and I'm willing to teach it to many people as I could, because it's a game experience that they should try at least once, because it's such an impressive system and it allows them to experience this genre as easy as they could. And the game is called Alice is Missing. Alice
Ooh.
is Missing is
It's really
Hey.
high.
silent RPG.
Oh, the
So
acting
impressive.
skills in that game.
So a lot of us have tried playing this. I think Alvin, you're the only one that has not yet
Yeah.
tried it. No worries. We will definitely schedule a session with you for it. Bring in people. You need 5, and you are gonna be playing most of the time with your phone. You're just chatting, and
Interesting.
but you don't speak. And there's this soundtrack that they've produced for the game that is so good, and it even
immersive.
triggers. It's very immersive. As soon as it sort of changes the pace, you're going to remind, oh, I think you need to look into the next prompt. You look at the next prompt, and then now you see how you can incorporate that into the storyline. So it introduces people into tabletop role playing games without necessarily learning sort of all of these systems, the very rules like tabletop RPG, and it has a lot of components and tools for you to do that. And what also really impressed me is it really taught how to protect players. So the rule
Mhm.
book, half of the rule book is all about how you protect players emotionally, psychologically, how to handle, how to um, control what is in the game, what's outside the game, give players tools so that they can remove things from the game and so forth. Really impressive, really immersive, and I think it's a game that people should experience. And
Yes, I
the only
agree.
reason why I can't put it so high because I can't keep playing it myself because the nature of it.
There are only
But
five
that is
endings.
Yeah.
no,
Is it
not
five?
quite. I mean, because it really depends on your
Eh,
group.
No, but
It's
the, but
it's
the, but the final one, how many selections do you have? I think it's around five, right?
there's technically three
Oh, three.
options,
Mhm.
but again, it still depends on your group.
It's not the destination. It's the
No, yes,
journey.
yes.
It's really the
Oh,
journey. This game
oh
is the
heck
journey.
yeah.
And I've seen people like this is what was the prompt, but they were able to still weave what they wanted as their outcome still work. So yeah,
Cool. Cool.
number six,
Alice
Alice
is
is missing.
missing.
Number
Alice is
six.
All right.
Nice. All right, my
Kyo.
number six. Speaking of games you can't play, um, of
Ah,
course there are games in our collection that you really can't play at all, especially mine, which is out of print. But give you a little background. I've always been fascinated by war games. You know, there were war game players. I was always so fascinated, although I never had the chance to actually play, nor had the resources to do so. I mean, you have to start from there initially, more or less, if you wanted to get along. But there are other games right now which actually give you a chance, like a new game from Neutral Grounds, which is the Marvel Crisis Protocol, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as a war game, you know. But my war
That's
game,
your six? Oh, okay. I thought
no,
that was
my,
your
my
six.
my war game six is Dungeon Command. It
oh,
actually is you choose. It's a game where it's a war game where you choose a faction from the five Dungeons and Dragons factions. Not the
Mhm.
factions, okay? Not the houses, not the factions itself, but more like undead, the heroes, the drow, the orcs, and the goblins. See, so only one good guy and everyone else bad, and you utilize their abilities to conquer the board. Now, here's the funny thing about it is that there is no dice. Combat is as easy as comparing your statistics, but it's predominantly handled by cards. Your cards in your hand determine how your strategy works out on the board because it's your cards that actually move and also escalate how your abilities are used on the board. I mean, everyone has a move. Yes, has a move action. Move here, move there, and basic
Mhm.
attack. Yeah, but to utilize your cards properly and the individual character or creature cards. Oh man, that brings out the shine in the dungeon command. Ideally, you can actually mix it up to create your own deck, but I don't because again, this out of print. It's best to as is. You can choose straight up pure factions, and it gives you that war game feel without feeling pressure that it'll take 4 hours or 3 hours. It's
Right.
like and last time I played it was with Morgan, so shout out to Morgan for actually wanting to try it out the first time. And yeah,
Cool.
I
Dungeon
wanted to
Command.
try that. I want so I have to line that up with you. I want to try that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
And it can go up to 4 players.
Nice.
Oh,
Normally it's,
Count
So-
me
it's
in.
head to head. Now it's also made for 4 players too as well. That's fun. It's faster.
cool. Cool.
Cool.
Dungeon Command. Hey, that's high. Cool. All right. 6 for Alvin.
Six for Alvin is a game that doesn't really have a solo game, but I like it that much that I would search PGG
for a solo game of this one. And I think it's one of the two games that doesn't have a solo. I think Orleans doesn't also have a solo game, but I also, because I like it that much, I also tried to play it solo. And this game is Brass Birmingham.
Hmm.
It's another it's a
Train route
industrial,
building.
another route building trade game, industrial revolution style.
I see
um and
your choice of games already.
yes, yes,
Like, okay,
definitely
okay, it's
trades.
Alvin.
So the production is very nice.
Yes, at least the
I
new one.
at least the new one, yes, the one made by Roxley. I haven't played the original Brass. I would love to play it just to make the comparison. But when I see the board, when you have all of these industries, it's like it's a box of chocolates. I just want to go for what route or what type of industry that I want. Or maybe that's what is being dictated by the or well, not really dictated by the cards, but it really, you could really just play what you want with
Mhm.
the selection that you're given. And then I've noticed that I've grown fond of Martin Wallace games.
Designs, right?
Yeah, designs. Yes, I have Via Nebula, wherein you also have this shared, I don't know, like market. Not really, but more on your route is not just yours. I found myself liking games that everything is, well, not everything, but some components or some pieces are shared. It really gives that dynamic. Even if it's a dry Euro, it's not just about multiplayer solitaire, but you get to rub elbows just because it's like a mutual benefit, or it benefits you both. So having that root building, having to produce beer or to produce, you actually want your industries, the goods that they produce, to be consumed by other players. So you make it inviting, you make deals that, oh, dito ka na kumuha sa akin ng steel, or dito ka na kumuha, ano, ba't tsaka pa ako, ba't ka pa magbibuild ng sarili mo? Sa akin na lang, para magawa mo na yung kailangan mo, diba? So, I really like
Sounds like Batman.
well, yeah, so I really like that dynamic. And yeah, that's plus the production
Great
again.
choice.
Yeah,
Brass
So-
Birmingham. Wow.
Brass.
Have you played the other one? Lancashire.
I haven't played the Lancashire. No, not yet. I have the adaptation of this one at Steam as well, the Brass Birmingham. So yeah, also plays nicely as well.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, Brass Birmingham. And finally, for today, stay tuned next
Yes.
week. And of course, we would like to hear your 6 to 10s if you have those, or at least
Yes.
if we've influenced you to change your list, please let us know. So, my last one is also a Cult of the New, and it's relatively new on my shelf. And I won't apologize for this choice. But every time I play this game, it's always a nail biter. It's down the wire every time. And I'd prefer the other one, but continuous plays have pushed me into this one because of that tension that the game has, and it's Dune Imperium. So that's my number 6. It's over Lost Ruins of Arnak. I haven't played with the expansion yet, but man, Arnak is like a formula that you need to figure out, right? It's like a puzzle. Once you figure it out, you have a route, more or less. You have a route of how things are supposed to be. But Dune, there are many routes that you
And
can
you're
choose.
you're taking this route, and it just changes in front of you. And
Yes.
then, the game just goes, well, but how about this one? And then how about this one? How about this one?
I love how important this. Well, it's a worker placement game, and in a tight worker placement, all the positions, all of the areas will really be important. but it's really crucial in this game. It's not that you're locked out and nothing's gonna happen. There's an alternative, but it's not the most optimal. But hey, you live with it. But but the clincher is the one where you cannot neglect war. Well, it's Dune. You cannot neglect war. At some point, you will be forced to go into war. You can ignore it for 8 rounds, but the 8, 9 rounds, on the 10th round, you really have to go to war, because, like I was saying, by the time you reach the 9th round or 8th, 9th, 10th round of the game, the scores are really tight. It's just a matter of someone making a bad play, or you being lucky, or you just winning a war. That's how you're gonna win in this game. So you really have to plan
Down
it
to the
out.
wire.
You really have to, even if you're 7 points and everybody else is at 9 points, because 10 is a hard stop. 7 can still win at that final round. It depends
Yep.
on how he's gonna steal those other points from the Fremen or the Gesserits, and then win one war. Hey, I won!
Then it's just a rip.
Or produce enough money to buy that 1 point from the market. There's a lot of ways you're gonna win Dune. So tension wise, strategy wise, hey, we have to go with Dune Imperium. It's really good, really good.
Lovely.
I haven't
Yep,
tried
yep.
Game.
Have to
Nix
play
yet,
again.
but hey, we have to
Yes.
play this soon.
You should play it soon.
I agree.
Cool.
That's the 6, Dune.
And those are the first half of
The first
our
half
in
Of
this.
our top 10.
Hey, would
we'll
like
do
to
the
hear
next
yours.
one
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
next few months.
Intense.
I got one.
And
Wait till they play my number one. That's intense.
cool. So, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed that list. It's nice to make these lists because it reminds you why you love those games.
Why
and it
yes,
gets you excited
exactly.
again to play them and sort of recall what
Exactly.
you now compare it to the games that you're like sort of like oh this new game that I'm trying. But when you look back and compare that game that you're currently enjoying to
Yeah.
your favorites, then suddenly you realize, oh, but I really love this experience.
Yeah.
And so that one is what I really enjoyed about it. So thank you guys for sharing this. And hope you guys enjoy that. Until next time, see you next week. Take care. Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Play more games. Bye.
Play more